Did you know that the level of money that you can make per year and amass that for at least 3 years, it indicates which level of the money ladder you are on? Yes, if you want to know which level of the money ladder you are on, then stick around as we get on the inside to dissect these matters. Thank you for joining us on the inside. So, wealth level by network have different sub-tiers and subclasses, and today's quotations we will have them in the US denomination. So if you make from 0 to 500,000 US dollars and you have that up to a 3-year period, I have news for you. You are considered to be in the poor class. Yes, you heard that right. So whatever country you are in, you have to multiply the exchange rate to determine if it's 1 to 1 or 1 to 151. It all depends on you. Just multiply that and determine how much money you'll need to be in the poor class. And it may surprise you. So the different classes that we'll be going over are the poor, the middle class, upper class, which are classes that we often hear about, but we have never gone deeper into the comfortable, the wealthy, the lesser rich, the comfortably rich, the seriously rich, the truly rich, and then we have something that we call the filthy rich. And then we have the super rich. Yes. And I want you to understand that the bottom of the ladder is usually where majority of the people are. So as you climb that ladder and you go up to the super rich status, you have less people occupying those spaces. And all of this is just based on the mindset, because at a different level of wealth, the different individuals are thinking on different things. They're operating on different frequencies, different wavelengths. Hence, it would be difficult for someone who is outside your frequency to operate in parallel with you. So it's not that the rich people are isolating themselves. It's just that maybe it is that the minds are not in alignment and can two walk unless they agree. So now, the middle class. The middle class is comprised of anyone in the 500,000 .01 cent, to about $2 million. Then we have those are the regular people, those persons who drive nice vehicles and stuff which we see. Then we have the upper class, those persons who have 2 million to 4 million, and we're all speaking in US dollars. And as we go up the ladder, as we stated before, the number of individuals get less and less. Then we have the comfortably rich people, or the comfortable persons who are comfortable. They have $4 million to $10 million. Then we have the wealthy, which have $10 to $30 million. Then the lesser rich, which has about 30 million to $80 million. Then we have the comfortably rich, which has 80 million to about 150 million. Then when someone say that they are rich, it means that they have at least 150 million to 200 million dollars. And again, we're not talking about Jamaican dollars. We are talking about US dollars. Yes, we're talking about the US dollars. And now, when we move from rich, we have those who are seriously rich, because some persons don't take a rich status seriously. Well, when you're in the seriously rich, you have from 200 million plus to about $400 million. And if that is not enough, then we have those who say that you are seriously rich, but I am truly rich. And those persons have from $400 million to $800 million. I can imagine that you're saying to yourself, what can I do with $800 million? How much good can we accomplish with $800 million? But I tell you, it doesn't stop there. Then you have those who are filthy rich. Yes, filthy rich. It means that they have so much money at this stage, they probably don't even have an idea where all their money is, but they just know that they have this money. And these are persons who have 800 million, and you have now reached into the billionaire status. And I'm sure that many of you want to reach in the millionaire and then move forward into the billionaire status. Whichever level of the journey that you are, then these are some things that you need to understand. So once you're in the billionaire club, that's a differently. Millionaires and billionaires, they are two different types of individuals. So persons making hundreds of thousands, they are different. They have a different mindset than persons making millions. And then those who are making billions, it is absolutely amazing that these people are in a class, in a category of a higher level in terms of societal hierarchy. Then you have the super rich, which have 2 billion plus. So can you imagine what you do with $2 billion? That there is some crazy number. It means that you could probably buy all of Jamaica. And yes, you have persons in this world who have all this wealth, and the reason why they have all this wealth is because they provide value. The more value you provide, the more you will be compensated. So if you want to be in any of these levels, or you want to move from one level to another, all you need to do is to provide value to society. The society will pay you for that value. And it's not hard. The hardest part is to preserve that wealth. And that is something that I want to help you to understand. And I'm going to give you a simple calculation so you can know how much you need to save, how much you need to invest, so that over time you can move from millionaire to billionaire status. The beauty about this is that it is achievable by anyone who is diligent and is willing to learn. The first education that you should do is to educate your mind, educate yourself. That is the first education that you should do. And that is also the first investment that you should do, because in educating yourself, then you are at a lower likelihood of making the mistakes which others before you have made. And I really don't want you to have to fall in the situation where you have to make unnecessary mistakes. And that is where compounding interest comes in. And these series will benefit you holistically. It was indeed a pleasure to present these information to you. And I want you to now indicate in the chat which class are you in based on your wealth level and your net worth. But before you do that and you feel hesitant or apprehensive, I want to remind you that if you want to know the concept of money, you can always click the link that is above, and details and description will be below. I want you to remember that the amount of money you have does not determine your worth. Your net worth is not an indicator of your true worth, because all of us are priceless beings. I want you to remember that. The net worth is just a measure that man has instituted to measure the amount of contribution and value that an individual has added. It is not real. Remember, money does not exist. Yes, it doesn't exist. Yes, we understand that we utilize it because we have accepted the concept and the principle of money. And because we have accepted this concept and this principle, it is for this reason why we have given it so much trust and have been utilizing it in our daily lives. But the actual truth is, money does not exist. If the government decides that the money that you have $10 billion, it's worth nothing, then all that money that you have acquired is actually worth nothing, because it is actually currency, as we had discussed previously. So these are just some things that you have to bear in mind, and don't become hesitant, don't become apprehensive, don't become envious of anyone who is making money or who has capital. I want you to stick in your lane and enjoy the ride on this money game. What you're going to do is to position yourself, reposition yourself to achieving your goal, because some persons feel comfortable making only 500,000 or even $0. Some persons are actually comfortable. They enjoy life better. And when you reach the higher level, guess what? It's a different kind of trouble you have to deal with. And many cannot manage or deal with those kind of trouble. And we have not even gone to the trillionaire status. And in time, the trillionaire status will be a status that a lot of person will gravitate towards. But this is where we're going to pause this session as we prepare ourselves to embrace and enjoy that which is to come. Signing out from Money Trip JA is Dr. A. As always, we use cents to make dollars. Have yourself a money-filled day.